Yo, check this. All right, fam, you are back. Listen, this is the calm before storm. Things are going to get crazy this week, and you better believe it. You need to prepare for what is about to happen. So we're going to talk about the rate cuts. We're going to talk about how it will affect AMC and GME. We're going to talk about key price levels and much, much more for SPY, Bitcoin, AMC, meme stocks. Let's not waste any more precious time, though, and hop into charts, facts, data. Let's go.
All right, what is up? You are back for another video with Datazero. Listen, this video is going to be absolutely crazy. I know it seemed like a slow day for stocks in general, but this is the calm before the storm. This video is not financial advice, should not be taken as such. This is my own due diligence and research. Please do your own due diligence and research before buying any stock or crypto asset. Now, let's hop right in. AMC getting some recovery here in after hours. GME pulling to the downside. Let's talk about all this and much, much more. So GME had this move to the downside, basically a bearish consolidation. You have this move to the downside. Then you have this bearish consolidation coming up into these sell orders, and then you have another move down. This was indeed a bear flag. You can see that move down, bearish consolidation, another move down. So GME coming back down was not that hard to predict. Now, I believe that they're actually accumulating at these lower ranges, believe it or not. In my personal opinion, I believe that it's getting pushed down low so they can buy low and sell high. You can see that there's multiple buy orders for GME stock at these lower ranges. We have buy orders here 2019 to about 1993. Then we have 1950 all the way down to 1872. And then we have 1814 all the way down to about 1773. So we have multiple layers of buy orders for GME stock, and I believe that they are trying to push the stock down in these buy orders so they can accumulate before the rate cuts, because when the rate cuts come, small and mid cap stocks are going to do very, very well. I'm going to talk about this in the SPY section, but if you notice today, IWM was green. So if you look, IWM closed green while NASDAQ closed red, and there's a reason for that. That reason is because when the rate cuts come, small and mid cap stocks are going to outperform and do a lot better than these large mega cap stocks. And that's why you're seeing things like NASDAQ go red while IWM, which tracks the small and mid cap stocks, go green. IWM is outperforming the NASDAQ, and that's going to be good for the meme stocks. Again, remember they used stocks like Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft as short positions for AMC and GME. So if we see tech stocks go down while IWM is going up, that's a double threat to the short sellers. So I believe that there is also a large amount of money, hedge funds, market makers, something on our side, believe it or not, buying these lows. Again, hedge funds love to crush other hedge funds. So I believe that's what we're seeing, and I believe that's what we actually seen last time as well in the 2021 run-up. I think it was retail, but I think there were some hedge funds that were playing along with us, and I think hedge funds did make money while other hedge funds did lose money in that massive pump. Now, GME had that move to the downside. I think we're going to see some recovery here in after hours, probably getting back above this level of 2012. I want to see us back above that 2012 level, and then probably in pre-market we'll see a little bit of excitement pulling to the upside and then pulling back, trying to retest that 2012 level as support. So I think that's what we're going to be doing here tomorrow on Tuesday. Now, what we're looking at here as well is I want to make sure that GME holds this $20 level. If GME can maintain $20, that means we're going to continue to the upside. We also have this gap fill to the upside as well that was made today. This gap fills on the 5-minute time frame, so that gap's probably going to get filled probably this week, in my personal opinion. Gaps normally get filled 99.9% of the time. So I think GME is going to make a recovery, in my personal opinion. I believe that it's actually getting pushed down to buy these lower ranges, and these buy orders are going to get triggered, and then we're going to move back to the upside. You can see that we had these massive amount of sell walls here. They really tried to pin GME's price at a certain price point, and I think that they're pushing it down again to get into those buy zones. So I think GME will see recovery, in my personal opinion. I don't want to see GME lose $20. That's a key level of support, and where I would love to see GME back above is that level of 2044, and I think we're actually going to see a recovery here tomorrow, in my personal opinion. I think that things are going to start ramping up. Rate cuts potentially happening here on Wednesday, and we're going to talk about that more in the SPY section, but it's going to affect the meme stocks. Rates are going to affect the entire market. Crypto market, stock market, everything is going to be affected by these rate cuts. This week is going to be absolutely insane. So this is what I'm looking at for GME. As far as shares available to short, they do have a decent amount of shares available to short, 4.4 million right now. Again, I think that they're accumulating because they're expecting a move. Also, if you look at GME as well, open interest is still exploded to the upside for the call options. You can see that this green line right here is your open interest. I'll go ahead and just move the camera real quick so you can see that green line right there is your open interest, and it's absolutely exploded to the upside for call options. So call options are heavily skewed, or calls are heavily skewed to the call side. Things are heavily skewed to the call side. So people are expecting a potential bullish move for GME stock based off of how many short shares you can see here and the options chain being absolutely stacked with calls. So I think GME will see a recovery. I think this is the calm before the storm, and we're going to see a pop to the upside potentially coming here very, very soon. But we need to get back above these key major levels before we start talking about anything crazy. First one's going to be 2044. Then it's going to be around that 2227. Then we have that 2542 and 2593. And of course, if we get to $30, that's where things could get crazy for GME. Bollinger Bands are constricted right now with green MACD on the 4-hour time frame. I think we're building bullish momentum to push the upside, and I talked about that in yesterday's video on the weekly outlook and prediction. I believe that we're building a bullish floor so we can recover back to the upside, and I believe that's what we're going to possibly see here this week and starting tomorrow, and then things can get really crazy on Wednesday once the rate cuts come in. So that's what I'm looking at for GME stock. Cost to borrow still remaining relatively low, 0.35%. You can see shorting is going absolutely crazy. Those white bars are the volume of shorting, so shorting is going absolutely crazy. So we want to see cost to borrow go higher, and there's a chance that cost to borrow will spike because you're seeing cost to borrow go down while shorting going up. So that means that we could get a spike in cost to borrow, and if you see cost to borrow spike, that means price is going to move as well. Last time we got spikes in cost to borrow, price went absolutely crazy. So cost to borrow is something you need to watch for the meme stocks. Now let's go ahead into AMC and show you what's going for AMC. AMC short shares available to borrow right now is 1.1 million. That could change as early as tomorrow morning. Right now, that's not a lot of shares for AMC. That 1.1 million isn't going to do that much damage. Cost to borrow is sitting at 1.50% cost to borrow for AMC stock. Now you can see AMC stock had this breakout of this falling wedge here. We had this push to the upside, and then we have this bullish consolidation. AMC is still in an overall uptrend after breaking out of that falling wedge. So AMC is still bullish in my personal opinion, and I believe that it got pushed down as well to buy the dip. So you can actually see here in after hours, a lot of buying was occurring. If you go ahead and look, there's actually some buy orders that were occurring. Large buy orders were occurring here in after hours, and that's why we got a recovery back to the upside. You can see that I actually kind of predict that here with this white dotted line prediction. So I do think we're going to recover here in after hours, pushing up towards this 488 level, which we're currently at right now. Now, I think what we're going to see in the morning is consolidation and then retesting the levels of 486 as support, and then get a bounce off of that level. I believe we're going to be able to hold that and then bounce up to 490 tomorrow, and then be able to hold 490. Key level of holding is $4.90. We need to hold that level so we can start moving towards 502 and 505. The reason why those levels are important is because 502 is a major key psychological level. It's a major key level of support and resistance. We need to get above that. Also, call options go into money, and we have that 505 level, which is the 50 moving average on the daily time frame. So you can see the 50 moving average sitting at 505. We have this golden cross setup. Once we get above the 50 moving average, AMC could really start to pump to the upside, and things could get crazy. And again, this could all happen this week when the rates get cut. Rate cuts are potentially coming here on Wednesday, and I'll talk about that more in the SPY section. So AMC, again, calm before the storm. Also, same story with AMC. If you go ahead and look at the buy orders, they were pushed right down into the buy orders. If you go ahead and look, there's buy orders sitting at these lower levels for AMC. Also, people are buying here in after hours. If I go down to the lower time frames, you can also see there's some buy orders there as well. So they're trying to push AMC stock down in the buy orders. People are buying the dip, in my personal opinion. Now you can see right now we have green daily MACD, and if you go ahead and pop on the Bollinger Bands, you can see that the Bollinger Bands are constricting on the daily time frame. We need to get above that 490 level. You can see that's where the blue medium line is, and that would all determine to me that a possible move to the upside is coming for AMC stock on the macro. Now also we do have a massive falling wedge for AMC here on the macro as well, which is extremely bullish. You can see that we're trying to break out of that now. If we came down to these buy orders, that would just be a retest of this falling wedge. So you can see we have this breakout, retest here. We could have one more retest and then a nice push to the upside. We do have these sell orders sitting at about $4.95 to $5. Ironically, there is sell orders there because they don't want it above that 502 level or getting above 505. But I believe we'll be able to blast through these sell orders here once we come down and potentially get these buy order liquidity, or we get the bounce that I'm looking for here tomorrow morning, which I think we're going to get bouncing off of that 486 level and then continuing to up to 490, which I think is going to happen tomorrow. Once we confirm 490 as support, that is going to be bullish. So this is what I'm looking at for AMC stock. Again, things could get crazy here on Wednesday, so you want to be prepared. And again, the fundamentals are improving drastically for AMC stock. So this is something that you need to pay attention to as well. I think the numbers for Q3 and Q4 are going to be absolutely crazy. Again, we have Deadpool doing absolute numbers. Beetlejuice is crushing it. And then we have different things like the concerts coming out as well. So there's multiple reasons to be bullish on AMC stock. Not only are the macro technicals looking good, like I said, green monthly MACD, go ahead and look at the monthly MACD, green weekly MACD, all of the things that we had on the 2021 run-up. And again, I implore you to watch that video where I break down all of the different things on why we are bullish in this bullish consolidation. We're still in this overall bullish consolidation.
All right, a little bit of a different video.
And we haven't broken out of it yet. Right here, if you want to check out that video explaining why everything is so bullish on AMC stock and that bullish consolidation. The bullish consolidation is the same as the 2021 run-up in my personal opinion. And now that we're moving into the end of September, we could potentially see a pop to the upside, especially when these rate cuts happen. That could definitely be a catalyst to give us a move up. Remember, IWM is outperforming the NASDAQ right now. And also, they use stocks like NVIDIA, Apple, as collateral for AMC short positions. So if NVIDIA and Apple are coming down while IWM is coming up, that's going to be a double threat for the short sellers. So that's going to put them in a very tight position. And I believe that there's actually large smart money on our side as well, buying these dips. Retail is buying these dips, and I think that we're going to continue to hold these levels, consolidate, and push to the upside. There are so many different things showing us why we are bullish. If you go ahead and pop on the super trend, you can see we still have that green weekly buy signal that hasn't played out yet. We always get rallies when we get this. You can see we had this rally here. We had this massive rally here. So we normally get rallies when you get this buy signal, green weekly MACD. All of these things are saying something is about to happen for AMC stock. We have the golden cross. We're above the 200 moving average, and I talk about all of that on that video, so I'm not going to break it all down here. But there's just so many things going on for AMC stock, and there's so many reasons to be bullish. We have the 5-year MACD flipping green. We also have a bullish consolidation wedge. If you go ahead and scroll down on my Twitter, you can follow my Twitter. I post there all the time. You can see that we have that bullish wedge, the same as 2021. You can see right here is the 2021 run-up. And then here's what we have right now. So again, multiple reasons to be bullish. We're in a bullish consolidation range. It hasn't broken down. I believe it's going to break to the upside. In my personal opinion, it's just when is it going to break to the upside? So if you're not accumulating, again, this is not financial advice. I don't know what you're doing. And if you haven't bought down here, I don't know what you're doing. But I believe AMC is going to push to the upside to these gap fills at minimum. And I talked about price targets in that video that I just talked about that you should check out. So this is what I'm looking at for AMC stock. Let's go ahead and move into SPY and then Bitcoin and wrap up this video. So SPY, things are going to get crazy. I think I have it figured out of what's going to happen, but I could definitely be wrong. This is a very, very complex situation with a lot of moving parts with these rate cuts. So the market has priced in a 25 basis point rate cut, and I'm going to tell you what you can expect and some things to look for. So if we do get 25 basis points on Wednesday, I don't think that we're going to get a pump. I think the market would actually pull back if we only get 25 basis points. If we get a 50 or a 75, then the market could pump off a 50. If we get a 75, I think the market would say, whoa, we're cutting way too fast. Something must be wrong, and we could potentially get a pullback. This is very, very tricky territory, but that's what you want to watch out for. And Wednesday, things are going to get crazy. Tomorrow, we have retail sales month over month. This is what you want to watch out for tomorrow. This drops at 8:30. Prepare for volatility around 8:30. You could tell if it does good if we get a bounce. I think we will be able to get a bounce because they're actually expecting retail sales to come down slightly lower, and I think retail sales are going to come out lower, so the market's pricing that in. So I think what we'll see is a slight pullback around 8:30 and then a pop back to the upside, in my personal opinion. I think SPY is going to be able to try to hold that 562.18 level of support. As long as it holds 562.18, I would expect more upside towards 563.01. If we lost that 562.18, expect downside towards that 560.87. And if we lost 560.87, SPY is going to be coming down in a big way. I think we are going to get a push to the upside, though, because we have this bullish consolidation. You have a move up, bullish consolidation. I think we're going to get one more pop to the upside and then probably a pullback based off everything I'm seeing here on the 4-hour time frame and technicals. You can see RSI is overbought right here. Also, MACD curling down. So we really have nowhere to run as far as RSI is concerned. It's already running hot on the 4-hour time frame. So I think we might be able to get one more pop to the upside, but then pulling back. The question is, what's going to happen Wednesday? I talked about this on the video over this weekend when we looked at SPY, basically saying that SPY would most likely consolidate, maybe a little pop to the upside before, but then rate cuts are going to determine if we have a bigger pop to the upside or if we pull back to the downside very, very hard in this overall double top structure. So lots of things going on right now. We have this massive amount of sell walls here. There's a massive amount of resistance. There's a lot of things saying that we won't actually break that support, and we will see a double top and pull back. And I think that if we do get a certain scenario on the rate cuts, there's more likeliness that we'll actually see a pullback than a pump, in my personal opinion. I know a lot of people are thinking that rate cuts means market to the moon, but that's not necessarily the case, especially if the rate cuts mean we're moving into a depression or recession, because sometimes that's what rate cuts signify. In fact, not sometimes, most of the time. And I've showed this on the charts. I don't have the chart with me here, but I've showed this on my channel before, that when the rates get cut, that normally means you're moving into a recession or depression, and the market is actually going to pull back. So I think we are still going to have a pullback. I think people are going to get excited at first, might get a pop to the upside, but I think it will overall lead to another pullback. And if we get a certain rate cut like a 25 or a 75, it could just make that overall double top type structure and start to pull back in a big way. If we get a 50, you might see a little bit of pop to the upside, but I think people would still continue the trade of moving out of the mega cap stocks like Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft, and moving into the smaller cap stocks and mid cap stocks. And IWM is going to continue to outperform the NASDAQ and SPY. So basically you would see SPY and NASDAQ start to pull back, IWM push up. So that's what I think we're going to see happen, in my personal opinion. And that means the overall market, SPY and NASDAQ, would be pulling back. So that's what I'm looking at for SPY, key levels and technicals, what you need to look at for tomorrow and, of course, Wednesday and the rest of this week. Let's go ahead and move into Bitcoin and then wrap up this video. So Bitcoin, very simple, very, very easy. Bitcoin will absolutely explode when the rates get cut. Okay, so we already had, when Powell just even talked about rate cuts, Bitcoin started to rally when he even just talked about it. Now, I told y'all that most likely rate cuts will be coming in September, so I definitely think we are getting those rate cuts, and the market again has a 25 basis point rate cut in. When the rates get cut, that weakens the dollar. The dollar will get weaker. Things like Bitcoin will push to the upside. I believe Bitcoin's in an overall accumulation range, and I think the rate cuts could be what gives us the boost to the upside to break us out of this overall bull flag. Bitcoin is still considered a risk asset to most people, so risk assets do very, very well when the rates get cut. Also, when the dollar goes down, Bitcoin does well, and that's what the rate cuts will do. It will make the dollar go down. So Bitcoin is in a position to absolutely moon. They're trying to push it down before the rate cuts, trying to buy it for low. I believe this is an overall accumulation range before a bigger move to the upside, and I also have some fundamentals to prove that as well, because you can see that the fear and greed index is sitting at fear. So people are literally fearful fearful. Again, you want to buy the fear. When people are fearful, you want to buy. Normally you want to buy, and then when people are greedy, that's when you want to be selling. So buy the fear and sell the greed. Do the exact opposite of the hurt. So you can see that Bitcoin fear and greed is sitting into fear. Also, if you look at macro charts like the rainbow chart, you can see that this is actually an accumulation zone for Bitcoin. So it's literally an accumulation zone, which is what I'm calling it, matching the bull flag. You can see that if you look at what's called the rainbow chart for BTC, you will see that this is actually fire sale territory. So if you notice, if you would have bought in the purple, blue, and green ranges, you would have made a lot of money. And if you would have sold in the orange and red ranges, you would have made a lot of money as well, because you would have been buying the bottoms and selling the tops. What you can see right now, what we're currently in, is actually just that blue range, which is basically a fire sale. So BTC literally still undervalued. I believe BTC is one of the best assets that we can get, especially as people around my age, millennials, boomers, it doesn't even matter, zoomers, it doesn't even matter. I believe this is going to be one of the best opportunities for people that they can get. Okay, I think that the dollar is going to continue to inflate. I think Bitcoin is a store of value. There's a fixed cap of 21 million coins. It cannot be inflated. It is decentralized. Okay, that means nobody's controlling it. Nobody can print more of it. This is literally what money should be. If the dollar was Bitcoin, and I know this is going to make some people mad, and this will make a lot of sense to other people. If the dollar was Bitcoin, we would be in a much, much better state, because you wouldn't be working harder and harder and harder and harder just for less and less and less quality of life. You would actually be working less hard as time goes on for a better quality of life, because it cannot be inflated. BTC is deflationary in nature. So I think Bitcoin is a great opportunity. I think the cryptocurrency space is a great opportunity. I think once Bitcoin makes this second move, you're going to see an altcoin season. And I think that's why we didn't see a crazy altcoin season, because it didn't get into bubble territory. You can see that maximum bubble territory, or seriously sell territory. So that bubble territory, we didn't get into that. So that's why you didn't see that crazy altcoin season. I believe that once Bitcoin makes this next move, which is going to be huge, yes, I think this next move that BTC is going to make is going to be huge, towards 75, 80K, maybe in 100K. I think that's when that crazy altcoin season will come for BTC in the crypto market. So this was the video, daily outlook and prediction. Hopefully you found it informative. If you did, go ahead and drop a like, press subscribe for more content like this. Make sure you lock in, because I do live streams during market hours. So if you want to check that out and get predictions during market hours, you can as well. Rocking some of the official merch right now. Make sure you check out the merch store if you want to support the channel in a different way. If you want to support for free, just leave a comment down below, share the video, press like. That's a great way to help for free. But if you want to support in a different way, you can check out the merch store or drop a super chat or gifted in the live stream. And I truly appreciate each and every one of you, because I would not be here without each and every one of you watching and supporting the way you do. So truly appreciate it. If you can support for free, just leave a comment down below. If you want to support in a different way, that is great. You don't have to. As always, y'all, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out.
All right, y'all, that was the video. If you found it informative, go ahead and drop a like, press subscribe for more content like this. And I truly appreciate it if you watch the end of this video, because so few people watching the end, and that helps me out so much. If you want to support the channel in a different way, just leave a like, comment down below, maybe even share the video. But if you want to support in a different way, you can go ahead and check out the merch store or leave a super chat. And I truly appreciate it if you do, but you do not have to, do not feel obligated. And I love the DZ fam. As always, y'all, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out.